just to go over my final Seattle expansion. Yeah, I fucked with some stuff. I thought, okay, this will be my final one. I'm just making it really quick. I got shit to do. But so to start things off, well, is there anything I should talk about first? I don't think so. No. I don't think there's any big news happening right now. I mean, maybe something's happening literally as I speak, but there's not much to talk about. I mean, the obvious one that's gone. Apparently, that news is that Chris Driedger has signed. With that being said, that means that that is the locked-in Florida pick. They can't take anyone else. So when we get to Florida, it'll be obvious who it is. But yeah, I guess that's really the only news. Kind of, I was just surprised that that's a rule. Which is interesting because it's like, well, if the deal was so set in stone, why don't you just wait till UFA? But I guess something about it wasn't 100%. But anyways, so first on the good old list here from the Anaheim Ducks, I think they're going with Haydn Fleury. Small little cap hit, just came over from Carolina, I believe. I think if you give him time to play. And one more thing, which I'll get into later. I think he has room to flourish and play really well. And just a good young kid, 20-something years old. And yeah, well, let's check how. Yeah, I think solid player, new scenery, young enough to develop still. Just good. I mean, it's either this or Adam Henrique, but Adam Henrique's contract is fucking trash. So maybe there's a deal for Adam Henrique so that they don't take Haydn Fleury, but yeah, I don't think so. I think you take Haydn Fleury. Either that or Jacob Larson, but I like Haydn Fleury a little bit more. 25 years old, $1.3 million in cap hit. I like it. Next, from Arizona, I have Christian Fischer, $1 million cap hit, 27, I believe, years old. 24, actually, a lot younger than I thought. I'm an idiot. So 24 years old, pretty young, still to develop. I think he's played tops or bottom 6 minutes. Yeah, just a solid player, solid winger to grab for Seattle, and honestly, I don't know who else you take. Maybe they sign Ranta in free agency, but I don't know who else you take from Arizona, honestly. Yeah, I like maybe Pitlick, but but he's more expensive. So I just like maybe Bradenburg. I like Christian Fischer. I just like him. Good solid winger. Take him. Next, Boston. Young defenseman, Jeremy Lauzon. Just a solid stud of a defenseman. It's either that or you go with the older Connor Clifton. But I just think Jeremy Lauzon is, ready to make that next step and just be better than Connor Clifton and more long term than Connor Clifton. I think it's just I think it's just the right move. I think the Jeremy Lauzon is just the right move. Just a solid young defenseman, left-handed defenseman, makes barely no money. Smallest cap hit, $850,000. Left-handed defenseman, I believe. Yeah, I think he's left-handed defenseman. Probably playing on the left side. Just a solid defenseman. I don't see you passing it up. So move on to Buffalo. Buffalo's a very interesting one. I think this one I changed a little bit because I thought I was gonna put deals on the board, but I thought I would just take who they're picking, and then if there's a deal to not take that person, I'll still count that as a win. So here, I went back and forth a little bit, although I might change this one. No, I already changed this one. I had it changed. But there's another young defenseman there, and right-handed defensemen are very tough to come by. So I've taken right-handed defenseman. Fuck off. William Borgen. just think it's the right move. Just a good, young, young, good right-handed defenseman. Right-handed defensemen don't grow on trees, so just stock up on them. Why not? I don't think there's that many in this draft, so take them. Take them if you can. Calgary, pretty obvious one. I think it's everyone's, unanimous pick here. Mark Giordano. It's Mark Giordano. You just make him your captain. Boom, bang, done. Easy. It's Mark Giordano. Nothing much to say there. It's just Mark Giordano. So then moving on to Carolina. Now this one I think is very much pending a deal here, but I think there's pending a deal here, but you still get a really good player. So I'm gonna say it's Jake Bean, but I would not be surprised if they make a deal so that they take Nino Niederreiter instead and leave Jake Bean, because Seattle's Jake Bean is just a solid defenseman, left-handed defenseman, and I don't think you can. It's really tough to give him up, and that the GM of Seattle likes him because he was the GM of Carolina, so he knows Jake Bean. He's going to take him. So as Carolina's GM, I think you just have to make a deal so that you don't take him. You say, hey, take Nino Niederreiter, okay? Nino Niederreiter, always. It's the meme, okay? Take Nino Niederreiter for nothing. Let me have Jake Bean. Don't do this to me, okay? Just don't do this to me. And sadly to say, though, I think they're going to do it anyways and just take Jake Bean. I feel like they're just going to ask for a stupid amount for Nino Niederreiter. If it happens, it happens. But, I just think that, like I said, I think it's Jake Bean. If a deal happens, I'll still count it as a success for me. Next in Chicago, I don't even remember what I put here. I think I do. There's just not a lot. There's one other guy that they might take instead, but just because this contract is a little bit weird. What with Brett Connolly? Just I think he played well on them, and new scenery. Only at 3.5 cap hit. I don't think it's that bad, but I could easily see them taking Nikita Zadorov for a couple of reasons. One, it will tell Chicago to go fuck themselves because that means they traded away Brendan Saad to Colorado for nothing. But I don't know. This one's an iffy one. I could easily see them taking Nikita Zadorov, but I just went with Brett Connolly. Just kind of a coin flip on that one, to be honest. Now with Colorado, this one can easily switch up. I just don't like the contract for the age, but he had a really good season. But I still didn't pick him. I'm going with J.T. Compher instead of Jonas Donskoy. I can easily see Jonas Donskoy going, but I'm taking the risk, going with J.T. Compher. But I don't really know who the fuck J.T. Compher is, and apparently people have been saying a lot of good things about Jonas Donskoy. And they could also get Gabriel Landeskog, and maybe they just take Gabriel Landeskog because they have a deal in the works for him. So I can easily see Gabriel Landeskog going, and I can easily see Jonas Donskoy going, but I'm just going a little bit risky, going J.T. Compher, a little bit better of a cap hit instead of J.T. and younger, better cap hit. I like J.T. Compher. You take the older Brett Connolly, and you take the younger J.T. Compher. I don't know. I like it. As for Columbus, this player has a knack for joining a new team and playing well. So, it's Max Domi, Montreal's old center. His cap hit is pretty steep, but new scenery, I think he does well. I think he would even have a bounce-back season with Columbus. I feel like a lot of the reason why he didn't play well is because he was playing... Patrick Laine didn't play well. It's because of the coach. So now they have a coaching change. So I feel like he's due for a bounce-back season with Columbus anyways. So if you're Seattle, why not just fucking take him? Steal that bounce-back season right from underneath him. Take Max Domi. Why not? It's either that or second place, I would say, goes to... I don't even know. I have no idea. I don't think I have a second place. I think you just take Max Domi. I'm not sure. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, no second place, just Max Domi. Next, Dallas, Adam Mascherin. It's either him or Alexiak. The problem is I haven't heard any. I kind of would rather go with Alexiak being taken, but Alexiak's a UFA that could be signed later. If they end up claiming him, I'll say it's like correct. It's just that I haven't heard any news, right? With the Driedger news, you heard it yesterday, and then like that's their lock-in pick. So because I haven't heard anything with Alexiak, I find it's unlikely that they pick him. Maybe they just wait till UFA and pick him up then. But since I haven't heard any news, I switched it up for a younger centerman, 23-year-old Adam here, Adam Mascherin. I think it's just a solid pick you take. It's either that or apparently people are saying that they would take. I don't even know who was the other guy there. Kamano maybe? I don't think so. I don't know. So yeah, I don't know who else they pick. So it's either Alexiak or it's this kid. Oh, Blake Cuomo. But I don't know why the fuck you would take Blake Cuomo. 35 years old. Yes, he's only in a 2.4 cap hit, but he's 35 years old. He's not getting any better. He's only getting worse. So there's no way. I don't think they take Blake Cuomo. I think they take this Adam kid. And if not, they're taking Jamie Alexiak. I would rather put Jamie Alexiak there, but I kind of put in my brain, like, if they haven't talked about a UFA yet, and that's why I'm redoing this list, if they haven't talked about a UFA yet, then they're not taking him. They'll take him. They'll sign him later. They're not going to take him right now. That's my thought process there. Is that if it's not, yeah, if they haven't talked about it yet, they're not taking him. They're taking him after. So I'm going to go with that thinking and go with Adam. For Detroit, I think this was pretty obvious. Again, right-handed defenseman, Troy Stetcher. Nice cap hit. I feel like that's cheap as fuck for him. Right-handed defenseman. Again, they don't grow on trees. Give him a new space. Give him time to breathe. Give him a place to show himself. I think he's just a good, solid 27-year-old right-handed defenseman. I don't think you pass him up. If shit doesn't work out, you just let him walk next year. Your cap hit is fucking nothing. You could flip him at the... Like, defensemen always get flipped at the deadline, so you take Troy Stetcher, you flip him at the deadline if he's not playing that well, and you move on. It's pretty simple, pretty easy. I don't really know who else you take. Second place, maybe you take a flyer, you just grab Bernier and sign him. But again, I don't think you really need to do that. There's so many goalies you can take. Verbeek is a young kid that I've heard of, but Evgeni Svechnikov might be due for a new area. Sorry, might be due for a new team. Maybe you take him. Vladislav Nemestikov maybe could use a new team. So either Evgeny Svechnikov or Nemestikov, either one of those I would say is like my second place. But I think it's Troy Stetcher. I think that's who it is. Ooh. I don't know, I'm coughing. Also, got my second vaccine today. I'm feeling pretty fucking good, although it hasn't been day 2 yet. I hear that it mostly hits when you go to bed, and the next morning you feel like shit. But anyways, from Edmonton, I went off of apparently fans not wanting this player to be gone. I've heard that they're a little outraged that this player is exposed, and they do not want to lose him. It's Tyler Benson. RFA, so that could be tough. And he hasn't cracked Edmonton's lineup, but it's like a kind of a poison pill there, because he's a native Edmontonite. I don't know. And the fact that he's not capable of cracking the forward group on a not so deep forward group is a little concerning, but I mean, apparently this is who fans don't want to lose. So just take him. Just fucking steal him. Fans don't want to lose him? Take him. It sounds good to me. In terms of second place, Adam Larsson. Or Oscar Klefbom. Oscar Klefbom is supposed to be injured for a long time, but, you know, maybe you just take him, put him on LTIR. That's $4 million you got saved up. You could get somebody else. Adam Lauderson maybe does well in a new place. I don't know. So, could be one of those, but I'm going to stick with Tyler Benson solely based off of fans not wanting to lose him. Next from Florida, we all know. We all know. Chris Driedger. Not much to say there. Solid goalie. Interesting to sign him while another goalie's out there. But I think that kind of just solidifies what they want to do. They've stuck to the plan. It seems like, because this was the plan all along, and then there's that, you know, that goalie we all know that came up out as being unprotected. That specific goalie becomes unprotected, and they still stick to the same plan. I think that means that they're going to continue sticking to the same plan. We'll talk about it in a couple picks here, but I think Chris Driedger is a little bit of a sign of that, as well as just a solid player. Just a solid player. Second place was obviously Vanacek, is his name? Bertanen? Frank Bertrano? Frank Bertrano, that's right. That was easy second, but you can't take him now. It's Chris Driedger. We've already got that one correct. I'm counting it. So from Los Angeles, oh, that's kind of fucked up, but whatever. I'm just saying they take only Maatta. I don't know who the fuck else you take. Brandon Lemieux, maybe. Big tough winger. Anthony Luciu, maybe. But he's an RFA. Yeah. Blake Lizotte, again. Young center, potentially. But Olli Maatta is one of those defensemen. UFA in 2022. When's Troy Stetcher? Yep, UFA 2022. Troyst, and then where the fuck was I at? Olli Maatta, UFA 2022. Again, just a defenseman. Maybe you pair him up with Troy Stetcher, and if things don't work out, you just take him and flip him. I think his contract's easy enough to flip at 3.3333. Yeah, I just don't know who else you really take. It's possible to take Lemieux. It's possible to take Lizotte. I just think Olli Maatta is your best player available to take, and you just take him. Minnesota. This one's, I think, a lock. I don't know why you wouldn't take this one. This one's pretty easy to go with. Kaapo KahKonen, young goalie. I don't think you do any besides a deal. If you could take Kaapo KahKonen, you can move on. Now Montreal. This is the kicker. This is the goalie I was talking about before. Like I said though, since they're taking Chris Driedger, I don't think they are going to stray from the plan here. I think they're going to stick with it and go with and they're not phased by it at all. You know, they're definitely exploring it, of course, like we've all heard, but I don't think they're going to go for it. I think instead you take the brother of another player, Cale Fleury. Good, solid right-handed defenseman. If some of the other right-handed defensemen don't work out, don't worry, you got Cale Fleury right there too. Again, right-handed defenseman don't grow on trees. Take him when you can get him, I think. Cale Fleury is an RFA. Maybe you have to give him a little extra money that you don't want to give him, but hey, I think he's just a good, solid kid. Moving on to Nashville and linking up with his brother. Maybe a good time. But moving on to Nashville. Some people are saying Ryan Johansson. Let me tell you, Ryan Johansson is not on my list. I believe I went with, I'm not really sure. Some young guy. Oh, I went with Nick Cousins. That's right. Nick Cousins can play center if you need him to. He's not that old. Only 27 or 28 years old. 1.5 million. I can see a deal happening here that they take Johansson, but I think it's a deal that gets him over there. I don't think they just straight up take him. Well, they would technically straight up take him, but or maybe there's a deal afterwards. Yeah. Other than that, maybe you take Eric Goodbranson. Maybe you take. Yeah, I don't know who else you take. I just like the idea of them taking Nick Cousins. Can play center, can play winger. Good, solid third line center. Yeah. That or, I mean, yeah, I don't know why you're picking up the Duchesne or Ryan Johansson contracts. I do not see it. There's no fucking way you're taking on $8 million. No fucking way. Just no way. New Jersey's a little bit of an oddball here. There's a couple guys. There's been some news that they might take PK. I don't think they do. There's some news that they might take. Yeah, a couple guys. I believe I went with Young. I went with. Yeah, I mean, I'll just see. Went with Nick Merkley. Solid winger, young, 24, $800,000. Well, $875,000. Let's say round that up right there. Cap hit, not that much. Pretty good player. Again, maybe a deal happens. Yeah, just that, you know, it's like, do you take Andreas Johansson? You can. Apparently that contract is awful, though. Do you take Will Butcher? He's off of a bad year. He had a really good rookie year, but now he's on a bad year. But again, is that just because you're playing at New Jersey, who seems to fuck shit up all the time? I don't know, but at the same time, maybe you're the reason why New Jersey's in a bad spot. It's tough. So I just don't think they take the risk on Will Butcher. I think they take with the young guy, Nick Merkley, young, on a kind of a shit team. Give him a nice team. Give him some good teammates. Produces for you. Stick him in the AHL. Does the job for you. Good enough. Maybe a deal comes in. Maybe they get PK Subban. It's a little bit of a toss-up on these guys, but I think that's a pretty good lock-in right there. Next, Islanders. This one's tough. You're gonna get a good player from New Jersey. No doubt about it. You are getting a good player from them. The good player that I'm taking is Josh Bailey. I don't see you passing up on Josh Bailey. It's either that or Jordan Eberle. But Josh Bailey makes $500K less. That's the difference. Okay? That's the difference. Also, I think Josh Bailey is more of a Islanders. Maybe a deal comes in where you're just like, oh, fuck, just take Jordan Eberle instead. And here's a pick or two. But because what you do is you put pressure on them and you go, hey, Islanders, Josh Bailey's a household name for you guys. I don't think you guys want to lose him. If you don't lose him, give me some stuff. So I can totally see that happening, and then they just take Jordan Eberle instead. But because of that, I'm taking Josh Bailey. That's who I'm putting pressure on first. If things happen after that, again, like I said, I would consider myself being correct in that they were going to take Josh Bailey, but, they made a deal. Next, from the Rangers. Rangers are tough. They really got fucking nobody. There's not much going on from the Rangers. Which is crazy, because I remember at the beginning of the year them being like some crazy stacked team because of all these kids they have. But that's also why they have nobody here. It's because all the kids are fucking exempt. So I thought they would go with Barclay Goodrow, but apparently Barclay Goodrow just got signed to a crazy deal that they will sign afterwards. Not right now. So Barclay Goodrow isn't officially on the team. So Barclay Goodrow isn't really exposed for them. If they take him, then Barclay Goodrow just says bye, and he goes to New York. So I don't think you take Barclay Goodrow. Instead, I think I went with some young kid. Went with Julien Guenther. Young, 23-year-old, right winger. Very low cap hit. Just a solid kid. Pick him up. See what he does. Yeah. I don't know who else you take. Ottawa, another bigger player comes in for me at Ottawa. Yeah, I think, they splash some cash here. There's not a lot of cap being taken up right now. I think you splash a little bit of your cash. You take a little bit more of a risk here. This guy can do some damage. He just hasn't been able to. He showed himself in Florida. Didn't really show himself in Ottawa. It's Evgeni Dadonov. I just think he can score for you. I think he can put up some points. Yes, he's 32 years old at a $5 million cap hit. But his deal ends in 2023. Not a huge risk. You can flip him, and you've got the cap space to hold him. You're going to see at the end of this list that I've got a lot of cap space. So you've got deals to be made. Second place, other people that they might take. Maybe they snipe off Chris Tierney because centers are hard to come by. Maybe they grab Ryan Dzingel and say, hey, fuck you guys. We're taking him. But I don't think he showed himself that well. Other than that, I really don't know. Oh, Joey Daycord. Maybe Joey Daycord goes, but with the amount of goalies that are out there, I don't know, or at least in the UFA market, I don't know if you take Joey Daycord right now, just because odds are he'll sit maybe, and I don't think Joey Daycord, will be better for you when he's sitting or in the AHL. But again, I mean, who the fuck knows? So they could totally take Joey Daycord, but you know, that would lower my cap hit by another like millions or 5 million. So like, you'll see at the end of this that I just, you know, I think they splash the cash here. Grab themselves Evgeni Dadonov. Next, Philadelphia. There's some big names out there, but also big bums. But the bum I like the most is a defenseman. Again, solid. Ryan Gostisbehere. People are saying that they'll take Jacob Voracek. No, there's no way. Unless Chris, there's a fucking deal. You are not taking an $8.25 million cap hit. You're just not doing it. There's just no way. So they're taking... They might take Van Riemsdyk. Maybe they splash the cash again. They totally can do it. And you take JVR. I doubt it. At $7 million, 30 years old, 32 years old, you can have a 32-year-old in Evgeni Dadonov. I think he would produce as much as fucking Van Riemsdyk has. So you take him. So you take Shayne Gostisbehere instead. If not, second place to me is probably a younger guy. But again, they have so much cap space, I don't think they do it. You can take Hague, nice defenseman, 27 years old, just good, solid. You can take David Case, maybe. You can take German, Rubtsov, apparently a good, solid young centerman that Philadelphia doesn't want to lose. But I just think they take Shayne Gostisbehere, solid defenseman. Set them up your top four if some of your young guys don't work out, and I think you're sitting pretty. On to Pittsburgh. It's Brandon Tanev. I don't know. I can't see when McCann left. I don't see that there's a possible second option for them. I think you just take Brandon Tanev. Yeah, his contract's a little shit, but you've got cap space. Trust me. You're gonna get down there, and you're gonna realize they've got cap space. So. Simple enough, you know. Yeah. On to San Jose. I think they take the RFA and Ryan Donato. RFA, Ryan Donato. Young, 25 years old. Left wing. I think he played pretty well on a shit team. Yeah, I think you take him. But again, also, I just don't know who else you take. I don't know who else is available. What? Matt Nieto, old. No goalie available because they protected Adin Hill. Alex True? I think it's just Ryan Donato. Ryan Donato has NHL experience. Still young at 25 years old and a very minimal cap hit. Well, we don't know the cap hit now. He probably will sign for maybe $3-ish million. $2.5 maybe. I think he's solid. I think you sign him. I think you take him. At St. Louis, there's just one option. There's only one option. This guy's too much of a stud for you to pass off. Yes, people are saying Vlad Tarasenko. Yeah, maybe you do, because apparently a lot of teams are willing to take him at no cap retention. So maybe you just take him from Seattle, you take him from St. Louis and you flip him. I can totally see that happening. But my priority is Vince Dunn. I just think he's too much of a stud for you to not take. I don't know. Vlad Tarasenko is very much... But, you know, you're picking up Vlad Tarasenko just to trade him? Yeah, you can. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe you can get some good assets from that. Maybe you can get Vincent Dunn for that. I don't know. But I think you're just taking Vince Dunn. It's too much of a stud for me. I just like him too much. I think you're taking Vince Dunn. I don't know. I just can't think about it. Now, Tampa. Let's move on to Tampa. Okay, Vince Dunn's a stud. Tampa's got a lot of studs. And there's a lot of people they probably will end up taking. But if I'm Seattle's brain right now, I'm going, hey, Tampa, I don't want to help you. So I'm taking Ross Colton. What are you going to do about it? Tampa's going to come to you and go, okay. Take Yanni Gourde off of us, and we'll give you this and this and this. I think that's what's going to happen. I think that Yanni Gourde will go to Seattle, but there will be a deal involved, and I think that the pressure is from Ross Colton. They're going to say, wait, we're going to take this kid. He played really well for you. I don't think you really want to lose him either, because he has no... Or Calfoot, by the way. There's a... It's that or Calfoot, either one. Again, Calfoot, right-sided defenseman, only 22 years old. Looks like a stud of a defenseman. So either Ross Colton or Calfoot. But technically, it doesn't matter who I put here because I don't think either of them are going to Seattle. Or Yeah, or they both are along with Yanni Gourde. It's like, hey, take Ross Colton, take this guy, and take Yanni Gourde off of our hands. Just do it. We need you to take Yanni Gourde because holy fuck, are we fucked on cap? And I think that's what happens. I think they make a deal to take Yanni Gourde. I think Yanni Gourde goes to Seattle, but I don't think Seattle takes him off for free because Tampa Bay is in such a position that they need to drop cap space. And as Seattle, I'm not doing that for free. I'm saying, hey, we're getting 3 players off of you, okay? We can't really decide between Cal Foot and Ross Colton, so just give us both, and we'll take Yanni Gourde off your hands. Save up that cap space for you. And you go, okay, fuck it, yeah, I guess so. That's just my prediction. Maybe it only happens with one of them, but I'd call it a win if there's some kind of deal to take. Kind of spoiled that one there, but it's like what, take Cal Foot, maybe a bigger deal and stuff yet. Yeah, I'd say it's a win for me if they take Cal Foot or if they make a trade for Yanni Gourde, so that they take Yanni Gourde. Toronto. This is where they made a move. I think optically one option looks better than the other, but I think it's tough. You're basically choosing to piss off the management or the fans. My choice is that you piss off management and you take Alexander Kerfoot, but it won't piss off the fans as much. In the fans' eyes, what will happen is if they take McCann, as a fan, you look at Toronto and go, you guys just traded a really good prospect of ours and a pick for that guy, and he's gone. What the fuck? But in my eyes, what I see too is Seattle going, oh, you think we're gonna take McCann instead of Kerfoot? I'm sorry, we're taking Kerfoot anyways. Sorry, you tried. We're taking Kerfoot, and you take Kerfoot, and Toronto goes, fuck, god damn it, we tried to keep him, but didn't work. Because I think that's why you make the McCann trade. You make the McCann trade not because you're trying to replace him. You're trying to replace Kerfoot because you're trying to not get Kerfoot taken. So I think Seattle takes Kerfoot regardless. Fuck it. Now moving on to Vancouver, I think there's just one player. And I don't know what the fuck just happened. I think there's one player, and there's no other option. It's Jake Virtanen. The kid you signed instead of Tyler Toffoli, he's gone, okay? Vancouver fans, stay mad. Stay mad, Vancouver fans. The player you signed instead of Tyler Toffoli is now gone. Rip. That's basically it. He's just a solid player all around anyways. That's basically it. Washington. Again, I think there's kind of just one option here. I don't know what the fuck is happening with my character in RuneScape right now. He's flying across the room there. But from Washington, it's Vitek Vanacek. Good solid goalie. Showed himself to be a good potential starter in the NHL. At least a good solid second tier goalie. Maybe you have Chris Driedger first, Vanacek second, and Kaapo KahKonen waiting in the back for his waiting in the back to become a stud. So I think that's how it goes. I think that's your 3 goalies, because in Winnipeg, I'm taking Dylan DeMello. I think most people are saying that. The one kicker is that there's a very small chance that instead they take Appleton, which, I don't blame you. If you take Appleton, 25-year-old winger, good, solid kid, RFA in 2022, you can test him out, see if he works. If he doesn't, you move him. Dylan DeMello is a little bit more of a commitment, $3 million till 2024, but he's also a good commitment. I think he's just a solid player. I think you take him, and you take him, and you take him to the bank too as well. You just a good solid, again, right side D. Doesn't grow on trees, you take him. If your other right side, if Troy Stetcher doesn't work, you got DeMello. If who the hell else? If Cal Fleury isn't your right side, you've got, who's my other right side? Maybe it's Jeremy Lauzon. I don't think I have that many. Maybe Haydn Fleury can play right side. Regardless, Dylan DeMello, solid right-handed D. You take him. So with that being said, I have a cap hit of $65 million which is pretty low. Not gonna lie, it's not that bad. Gives them a lot of space to do some stuff, and I expect they will be doing a lot of stuff. Yeah, I would not be surprised if most of this list is technically wrong, but the way I described it, I think I'll still be mostly correct. As long as, like, the deals line up the way I want them to, I'll still count them as a win. So, yeah. With all that being said, I think, yeah, I'm trying to, what the hell is happening? Surge. Teleport forward. Oh, there we go. We figured it out. Yeah, I just think that this is how it is. Really low cap it. They've got a ton of cap space. Yeah, they use that cap space to do some stuff. Again, maybe there's some different players that go in there. Again, maybe they don't know how to take Vince Dunn. Maybe they take, Vlad Tarasenko. But again, I'm thinking they're taking Vlad Tarasenko to flip him. So, because apparently a lot of teams have shown interest in just taking him with no cap retention. And if that's true, then you as Seattle just go, oh, yoink. Yeah, we'll make those deals instead. Fuck you, St. Louis. But I just don't know the validity of that, really, I guess. I'm not 100% sure if that's going to happen or not. Yeah. I can get a battle staff now. Okay. Go do that. Yeah, I'm just not 100. I'm not completely convinced that that'll happen. So, yeah, I like the team I've got here. I think this is good, solid. Gives them a ton of cap space to play with. And yeah, I think I'm good. I think I'm ready to roll. I think this is. I've locked this in now. I'm pretty sure I'm locking this in as my final pick. I don't think I'm gonna trade it or change it up that much, if at all. The only things I might do is, like, if I'm feeling more confident about a deal happening, maybe I just switch it up so that it, like, instead of Ross Colton being there, maybe I put Cal Foot because I'm like, oh, you know what, they actually might want Cal Foot more. But again, it's not gonna matter. No one's gonna see this after I'm done this video. This is the final thing. So for all intents and purposes, this is the lock-in. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I'll see after the draft or during the draft. Hopefully, I'll be able to stream. I mean, it is on a Wednesday, right? I do have class, sadly, so there's a chance I won't be able to stream it. But I'm hoping that I can. Yeah. There you go. That's a good one. And yeah, I mean, I don't have much else to say. I think that's what's gonna happen. So thanks for tuning in for this very short stream. I gotta get some shit done. Appreciate that. I'll probably post this up as soon as I can. And take care. Goodbye. I love you. And hopefully see you on draft day. Expansion draft day. If not, we'll probably see you on actual draft day. We'll talk about this stuff more. So, take care. I love you. Bye-bye.